Welcome back to the table. I'm Kim Ganassin. Today, let's answer a question that many of my viewers and clients have been asking in relation to the shift from 3D to 5D. And the question is, okay, this 5D place that we're transitioning into, where is it located? Is it near the Earth? Is it way out in space someplace? Is it on the Earth itself? Where is it? And this is a question that's being asked very broadly, pretty much around the world, because this is not just a Western civilization phenomenon. This is a phenomenon that has been foretold of for actually thousands of years. And here we are. So, where is our 5D destination located? All right, I gotta be honest with you. Nobody really knows for sure what is going to happen as we transition from 3D to 5D. But I want to put some evidence out there for you to think about and peruse and see if you can come up with some ideas for yourself that resonate as true and satisfy your curiosity as to where we're going. Okay? At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what I feel, because I'm in touch every day with this shift as a channel. And so I'm going to let you know where we're at in January of 2019. Okay, so here we go. All right, two major clues as to where our 5D plane is going to be located. All right, here's the first one. Okay, in 2013 and 2014, as I've said before, I started receiving direct messages as to what I am supposed to do with my channeling skills on the earth. And I was told very specifically the tenets of culture that I know and have known to be part of the other side, which is a 5D context. My job was to channel these tenets of culture down vibrationally, okay? Because there's a vibration of 5D. I'm supposed to be a vibrational channel these vibes down, interpret them into words and concepts, and come here and give them to you all, so that we can all start getting used to practicing these tenets of culture amongst ourselves. And in so doing, we will be intentionally weaving the fabric of our 5D destination. Well, here's the thing. The messages told me to channel 5D down to the earth. Here I am. I'm on the earth. I'm three-dimensional. And here's my people telling me, bring it down to earth. The vibration, the words, the concepts. Okay? Well, if I'm supposed to bring it down to earth, are we not then going to be creating a 5D plane in our 3D bodies right here on earth? What do you think? You think we can go so far as to presume that because I was told to bring it here, that 5D is going to happen right here where I'm standing? I think that's very possible. Okay? All right, so that's major clue number one. There you have it. Think about it. Talk amongst yourselves. Enjoy that. All right. Okay, so major clue number two. Let me give you a little bit of context for it. Okay, we are full spectrums of consciousness, and that means that we have the ability to be conscious in all of the dimensions, whatever they might be. I actually have no idea how many dimensions there are, but we go from where we are here in 3D all the way back to the source, which is the all. And everyone is a complete spectrum of consciousness, right? Okay, well, guess what? If you have 3D consciousness, which you do, we know you do, you're watching me here on YouTube or Patreon or Facebook, then we know that you have 3D consciousness within your spectrum. Okay, so there is a 3D plane that you can be lucid in, conscious in, because you have three-dimensional consciousness within yourself. Okay, same is true for 4D, same is true for 5D and beyond. So what that means is your different levels of consciousness correspond to dimensions in which you can utilize that consciousness. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. It's within you, and then you become congruous with every dimension because you have every type of consciousness within you, right? Okay, so from there, I want to let you know that I utilize 4D every day. As someone who is completely lucid in 3D, just like I am right now, I utilize a fourth dimension consciousness and a fourth dimension plane every single day when I do readings for clients, when I do vibrational entrainment with clients. I use the fourth dimension to travel across space. And that's why I do my work over the phone, because there is no impediment to me traveling across the planet and beyond with my consciousness, because I can utilize 4D. Okay? And I tap into people in their 4D consciousness. So many of you folks who perhaps have had one of my services, I've tapped into your fourth dimension of consciousness from across space. That's how I work. Okay? Now, I also want to say that 4D is where ghosts are, right? Ghosts. Ghosts being specific. It means someone who was embodied in a three-dimensional body on the earth, and when they left their body, they moved into 4D but did not progress on to 5D, the other side. Okay? They decided that they were really engrossed in what was going on in their three-dimensional life on earth, and when they, when the body sort of fell out from under them and they ended up in 4D, they hung around there. And here's the point that I'm trying to make. They end up occupying space on our three-dimensional planet. In other words, if they lived in a house, and their bedroom was in the back of the house or something like that, they are in the fourth dimension, occupying the same space in a three-dimensional house, right? That's how we can say that ghosts or spirits, whatever you want to call it, I'm good with everything, that they can exist in the same space that we think is just three-dimensional. They're in the fourth dimension, but it is located in the same place where you're trying to live your life in that house, that three-dimensional house, and all of a sudden, there's Bob, right? Disembodied Bob in the fourth dimension hanging out in the bedroom. Well, he's in the fourth dimension and you're in the third dimension, but somehow they are close enough and they're in the same geographic location on Earth that there's a little bit of crossover. Okay? So I want to say this. The Earth is not just a three-dimensional context. The Earth is all dimensions. Okay? All dimensions exist everywhere. Okay? And you, with all of your dimensions of consciousness, exist everywhere as well. Okay? But think in terms of the shift occurring amongst a group of people like us who are three-dimensional and are exercising, practicing three-dimensional consciousness while we're here. We can only see three dimensions on this planet. We can only see that. That's our orientation. But I'm going to put out there that all dimensions cross through the Earth. All dimensions are capable of taking up the same three-dimensional space. So here I am on my film set, and guess what? Every single dimension is crossing through here. 4D, people in 4D, right? People from the other side of the planet who are sleeping and are traveling through 4D, they're traveling right through the space here. 5D is here. 16D, or whatever you feel like you want to call dimensions beyond 3 to 5, which are Earth relevant. It's all traveling through here. Okay? So think about that as we think in terms of the possibility that the shift to 5D might just be switching into a different dimension in the same space that we're at. What do you think of that? Now, on that note, the idea of multiple dimensions being in the same three-dimensional, or what we think of three-dimensional space at the same time. On that note, I want to play you a little clip from my video called Dreams in 5D, The Visitation. Watch how I talk about a visitation from a very high level being well beyond 5D that felt like it was in the same physical space that I was in, but could not really be seen with the eyes. Here it is. And just as that chime went off, it like knocked me out of my sleep, and I gasped, and I looked around the room, and my heart was beating so hard, and I was sure that whatever that being was, that they were in the room with me, because you could feel the vibe, the echo of this great bell that had gone off. You could feel it in the room. I felt the light move through my body, and it knocked me out of my sleep. And that chime that happened right at that very moment woke me out of sleep with a jolt. And I was looking around the room expecting to see a great being of light, but I could not see it. I only saw the light within myself, and I heard the chime with my nervous system and my heart, and I knew the words, and there it was, a 5D visitation. Okay, so there it was. And I know many people who have seen that video understand what I'm talking about, where it feels like someone was right there in the same dimension that you are. But obviously, they're not three-dimensional. But you still saw, you still felt, you still heard. Something happened. You know what I mean. Okay? So there we go. These are the ideas that I want to put out there, and I want to give you a chance to add something to your collection of knowledge about what the shift to 5D is going to be like. And I'll just close by saying that I felt the window open. That window that's supposed to be a 3 to 5 year window where the transition from 3D to 5D is going to occur. I felt that window open in April of 2018. Okay? And during that time, I could feel very, very little of, let's say, the substrate, the foundation, the fabric, the very, very first beginnings of the plane, our 5D plane, coming together. Okay? I could feel that. And now here we are in January of 2019, and I'll tell you what, our 5D destination is woven through my consciousness. It's woven through my consciousness as I'm in my 3D body. Okay? I feel it in the room. I feel it moving through the three-dimensional space right here on Earth where I live and where I go. The 5D plane exists with me right here. I don't channel down information from our 5D location as if it was somewhere way out in space. I'm not channeling it down. It's moving right through my physical body. So my feeling about it is that if the fabric of our 5D is tangible in my own being, we must be going to just roll into our new 5D plane. The one thing that I want to say is that we will roll into it and we will become it through intentional practice of 5D culture. Once again, as so many of my videos have talked about, practicing 3D culture among people who are self-identified with 3D culture and all the ups and downs and all of the chaos and everything like that, the hierarchies, right? All of that kind of stuff. We have to become intentional about leaving that behind, practicing 5D culture, becoming 5D vibrational beings, and then that rolling right into the 5D context is going to happen very, very naturally. That's my thought. Okay? That's my feeling about it. All right, well, I want to thank you for being here. Let me know what you think of these ideas. I'm happy to hear from you. We're building community, we're building 5D community, and it's just feeling like a dream come true. So come on down. All right? All right, take care. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next time.